Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of That's Fyre, episode 90. I gotta do something special for episode 100, but we're back. I've been back in Arizona for a week now, post LIB, still feeling good, still feeling fresh, the brain still feeling solid. Body, not so much. I got hit with the Wook flu. I think I was saying it during the last podcast. But, and I sounded so shitty that podcast, by the way. Hilarious and insane. And I forgot to plug the mic in for like the first 10 minutes. But, yeah, I felt sick until Friday. Friday was the best I felt when I woke up. Went to bed, still took some NyQuil, but that afternoon was feeling fine, just a little hot, had mostly cleared out my sinuses of all of that fucking bullshit. Oh, not supposed to cuss in the first 5 minutes according to YouTube algorithm, but whatever. But yeah, and then Saturday, basically Saturday and Saturday night took me a step back. Like, I went and it was kind of an all day thing. I started drinking at like noon and then was up extremely late, but was I just hanging out with some friends watching the Champions League final, and then went to a concert. I like talking about the shows I go to on here. I try to go to as many as I can, but there's just not as much in Phoenix. There's a really good scene in Phoenix. I'm proud to be from here, because I'm starting to see a lot of like camping festivals up in northern Arizona that look awesome. Desert Hearts has brought their festival here. Just kind of like Flagstaff area, which is like a couple hours from here, type of a vibe. But yeah, I'm proud of that. Arizona's making moves, but again, nowhere close to New York, LA, San Francisco, Miami, etc. But that's kind of a given. Anyway, went and saw Laszewo. Learned that's how you say it, not Laszewo, Lascewo. This group of 3 kids who are just awesome. Just so much fun. It was like they played for over an hour, I think, maybe 90 minutes, maybe a little less. And my God, so much fun. Me and my friend group are all really big Louis the Child fans, and it feels like they're kind of like from the Louis the Child sound tree. A lot of fun synths, playful beats, some trippy stuff, but nothing too dark or nothing too metal or anything like that. Just like really cool stuff, mixture of house, mixture of hip-hop, slow stuff, that just kind of makes you feel something. And I was watching their video. They've been at it for 5 years, like as of the day before I saw them. And the story goes, the 2 guys, they were in college, the 2 guys were starting a group. One of them's walking home and walks past a college house where they're singing karaoke, and the lead singer, the girl, is singing karaoke, and he's like, oh my God, her voice is amazing, let me knock on this door and find out who she is. Knocked on the door, met her, and she joined Laszewo, and the rest was history. Isn't that like really fucking cool? But you can tell they're really good friends. During the set, she would come up in front of the DJ booth and sing, and then go back behind there, and she was even turning a couple knobs at one point. I was like, fuck yes, you go. We had a nice little view from upstairs at Dark Star in Tempe. I absolutely used to despise that venue because it was originally just like a college bar, and then they turned it into a venue when Shady Park was going through some stuff and there was just no dance floor. It was kind of this upstairs section that didn't really make sense, and they blew out the bar, bought the building next door, expanded the bar area, and like it looks a lot better. It sounds amazing. It sounded pretty good before. I knew they had some like I think they have PKs in there. They have some good sound system stuff, but an upgrade for sure. But you know, once again, the best shows are in LA, New York, SF, Miami, because that's where the best venues are. That's where, you know, people gravitate to, etc. And I am once again proud of Phoenix for fucking doing its thing. And but yeah, that venue, like I lived in Brooklyn for a year. I don't want to, like, I hate saying this to my friends because I just sound like such a fucking snob, but it's like, yeah, you go to the Brooklyn Mirage over there, and you're like, all right, well, this is it, you know. It's like, why go anywhere else ever? And then you come back to Arizona, and you're just in this little fucking spot that, you know, whatever. But speaking of places that are good cities for dance music, San Francisco is one of them. And this weekend they had a 25,000 person sold out Skrillex and Fred Again show in front of City Hall by the Civic Center, downtown San Francisco. Just boom, right there in the middle of everything. Sold out within the hour, and it looked incredible. I wish I could have gone. There's actually someone I met at LIB who was messaging like this group and was like, I have 4 tickets if you want to come back to San Francisco. I was like, well, I might be dying because of this wook flu, but thanks for the offer. So I don't know, and also I don't know if that's a real offer or what, but I guess I technically had a standing offer to go. No shot I was gonna make it, but a 3-hour event. I think it went from 7 to 10 or something like that, and looked fucking insane. They tried out a bunch of edits. I heard this jungle, like, really insane, I don't even know how to describe it, edit. They performed Fred Again's new song with Anderson .Paak. He came out and sang, fucking badass. And part of me, I'm not a hater by any means. I'm a pretty positive guy, but part of me is like, Fred, like, at some point this guy's gonna put out a song and it's like not gonna be like the most magical, beautiful thing ever. And he puts out this song with Anderson .Paak, and I listen to it and I'm like, this one's not it. It's not. It's sick as fuck. Places to Be is fucking an incredible song. Just time after time after time and after time and time and time and time again, this guy Frederick is just a gifted individual, and we got to appreciate it. I also don't know if there's another duo with more pull currently than those two. Like, how many people can week of, or like a week before, say, hey, we're gonna do a pop-up in San Francisco. Like, the pop-up is 25,000 people and it sells out within the hour, and it looks sick as fuck and is sick as fuck apparently. So like, what other duo could do it? I'm sure there are several, but as far as like garnering a community and garnering an audience and just having it feel just unique and special, these two really do it. And this is so perfect, guys. I was talking about, this is podcasting right here, okay? I was talking about Laszewo and cities where shows are fun, into San Francisco. And here we're talking about viral moments, right? Community. That's what this Skrillex and Fred, every time they do something like this, it's like you can be at home and feel a part of it. And this leads into this article that I just read. Jacqueline Schneider, I've followed her since 2016, 17. I was a big selection head. She was on the selection team and is now she does a lot of stuff, but she is like a digital marketing online guru within the music space. And I follow her on everything, but she is a writer for Forbes and is constantly putting out constantly putting out amazing articles. And this article is about how have underground music scenes shape-shifted into viral moments. And how Fred again and Skrillex feel like an underground movement, however, are fueled and energized and highly regarded around their viral moments. Like bringing out Anderson .Paak is by all means a viral moment. It's like bringing out someone at Coachella, but it still feels underground and still feels like it's like this small community of people who are around it, right? And so a few of the quotes that she says, breaking this topic down, are just so interesting. But she says, digital viral moments now create an expectation of how an experience will be and simultaneously replace a need to participate in that experience. Like, I kind of felt guilty of this, right? This podcast and everything, I'm like breaking down events that I wasn't at. Like, it replaces this online movement and just the state of social media replaces the need to attend events because of all of the accessibility online. So she raises the question, has the normalization of bite-sized content erased underground culture or moved the action online? So is underground culture dead, or is it just online now? I think it's just online now. But the article pulls out several examples of like the growing hip-hop scene in the 90s, and like how there wasn't social media. People would meet up at record stores, hang out, buy music, talk about music. The stores would throw shows or be really good friends with a venue who would throw shows, and DJs would show up, and it wasn't anything that you had to market or sell or post about because that didn't exist. It was like the community already existed within it, and no one was showing up for one person or one thing. People were showing up because they were a part of that community. I would really love to build a community like that somewhere in the near future once this podcast gets going and everything. Like, I want to do some residency show like once a week, like in New York or LA, and just have those underground moments and have those experiences with people and build, like, I don't want to say old-fashioned, but like an old-fashioned community. Like, it's so weird to think, even though it's only been like 20 or 30 years, which on the timeline of everything is a long time, but also like not really. Like bringing that back, how much it's changed since then. But yeah, if you don't know, look it up. Have underground music. If you don't know Jacqueline Schneider, senior contributor, write about the intersection of music, technology, and culture. The article is called "Have underground music scenes shape-shifted into viral moments. I got kind of lost in the article, but remember, I copy and pasted a couple more statements that she made. She says the voyeuristic nature of social media has created a unique experience where people feel like they are somehow participating in an event by viewing it through a screen, and these viral moments are now the expectation for many. So you see Dom Dalla drop Rhyme Dust at a show, and then everyone for the next several months under every Dom Dalla post is like, where the fuck is Rhyme Dust? If you don't play Rhyme Dust, I'm gonna shoot you in the head. Not actually. They're like, they go to see Dom Dalla and they're like, wait, just like drooling for Rhyme Dust, you know? That's one example of that statement, right? It becomes this expectation for people to be like, oh, every time I go to a show, it should be the Fred against Skrillex 25,000 person 3 hours set where Anderson .Paak came out, right? Like, isn't that how every show is? Which just isn't how it is. It simply isn't how it is. And God, social media has like made all of this stuff so accessible, which is beautiful, but it just kind of is ruining the underground part of it and ruining the authenticity of it in some ways, where people who are very new to the scene are approaching it in the same way that they were approaching other things in their life culturally, whether it be like a sports or whatever the fuck else. Like, it is such an interesting discussion and such an interesting like argument, and I honestly don't even know how to. I mean, it could also be both, right? Like, is it dead or is it online? It is both, but like, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? I don't know, because I think it's a good thing because I think I need social media to share these viral moments, right? Like, to grow my brand and my podcast. And I think the ultimate goal of this is to put people on game and share moments, and, you know, the love that we feel and the happiness and joy that we feel from going to these shows, just kind of having an outlet for that constantly here on social media. So, you know, I can't personally say that it's an entirely bad thing, because I think that's something that I wanted, and so that's why I'm creating this, you know. God, it's such an interesting topic. But as digital viral moments jumpstart, another quote, as digital viral moments jumpstart cultural conversation in music and entertainment, technology has created a new paradigm for community connection and experiences. With the normalization of bite-sized content, underground culture may not be erased, it may just be moved online. Once again, highly recommend going and listening to this, or reading that article. Jacqueline Schneider, have underground music scenes shape-shifted into viral moments. My God, because you look at like Boiler Room, those are authentic and those are great, but those are online and like popularized, and yeah, it really is something. And once again, dude, I'm not even kidding. This is pretty crazy, but another fairly seamless transition topic to topic. So, talking about these moments becoming online porn, music show porn. This topic comes up every once in a while. It's not new, but Anima might ban phones at his show. That's more of a clickbaity headline. Anima, who's half of Tale of Us, and if you've seen those videos, the visuals on the screen that they have are fucking insane. And if you look at the crowd underneath them, there are a million phones. So I can see why he would raise this topic. But he he made 2 comments under his Instagram post that said, yes, ban phones, no allow phones, and had people like him. And at the time of the article's publication, which was 2 days ago, there was like 9,300 likes for ban phones versus 1,800 for allow phones. So yeah, should people be able to bring phones in? Yeah, but maybe we should ban the people who have them out all the time. Like, can we go through people's social media, and like if every post is like a concert video, like you can't buy a ticket? Let's gatekeep? No. I think people should be able to bring phones in. It's just that people just need to be educated. I don't know. I always think about how my first couple raves, like at Lightning in a Bottle and whatnot, and like I was like 18, and I was with a bunch of like people in their like late 20s, early 30s, like, and I think they 100% garnered me into the scene in a particular way. Like, they weren't taking videos all the time. They were bringing blankets in. We were having chill sessions, smoking, vibing, chilling, getting excited about the music, getting excited to dance and be there in person. And I think I really benefited from that. But I think nowadays, with the rapid growth of the scene and the rapid with the social media being so popular now, because it really wasn't like 10 years ago, 9 years ago, whenever I started doing this shit. But like the past few years, people who are getting into it don't have those same mentors, if you will. It kind of sounds cringy, but stay with me. Like, they're learning it on the fly and learning it themselves, and they're just simply among their peers. And so who can get the dopest video, who can film the one transition, etc., is kind of like the priority. But in this article, they talk about how last year, I think this is the last time I talked about on this show, Medusa and James Hype launched a campaign to preserve the authenticity of club culture, denouncing excessive recording at their co-branded events. I remember talking about that. Another example, Wave Dash, who I like, and their album just dropped a couple weeks ago, Fyre, discouraged smartphone use by asking fans attending their tour to cover their cameras with stickers blazoning the phrase "social media question, no thanks." As someone who posts stuff on social media, I like that, but I'm also like, I don't know. But meanwhile, renowned DJ and festival organizer Damian Lazarus recently announced a groundbreaking no-phone policy for his summer residency at the famed High Ibiza venue. So for the whole summer, no phones at his shows. Establishing a new precedent on the fabled Spanish party island and across the Atlantic. And across the Atlantic, the owners of Club Space are laying the groundwork for their first ever no-phone event, which I think was yesterday. They're closing down Club Space. I gotta get there next summer. But yeah, like, these moments and these events, I think, are they going to stop people from having their phones at concerts for the rest of eternity? Like, are phones going to be banned from concerts for forever? No, that's fucking impossible. But I think these events serve as like an educational purpose. Like, these people who go to these shows and film all the time and whatever, like, might look back on the shows that they went to where they couldn't use their phones and be like, damn, that wasn't that bad. Like, I didn't need to film everything. I actually had way more fun vibing in the moment, etc. But, like, if that's how you want to experience it, that's how you can experience it. Like, it's shitty sometimes, but capture the moment. I don't think I've ever actually been bothered by people on their phone, though. You know, if someone's just, like, got their elbow just in your face filming, like, just move, you know? But again, it's a lot of new ravers. I can see it getting out of hand, but these events could be an educational experience for them. So I do think that, like, I'm not the one that's like, hey, these events are so fucking stupid, like, let people do whatever they want, da 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 da. Like, I do think they can serve as an educational part and, like, a lesson more than anything. So I'm behind it. And once in a while, it's like, yeah, let's all go in there and just, like, forget about everything. Like, forget about life. Like, also, when you don't have your phone, you can't see, like, notifications or texts or anything. So it's like you're just in there, like, off the grid. And I love to do that. I go to shows and festivals all the time and go airplane mode, and people are like, where the fuck are you? And it's like, he's not, like, texts are going green, dude. Texts are literally going green to me because I'm like, no. But on airplane mode, you can still take a video or two. But yeah, I'm good for a video or two, a set. Like, it depends on how fucked up I am, but all the time, no. And, like, if I see, like, 4 people, or, like, if my friend is taking a video, like, I'm not also gonna take a video, like, my friend's taking a video, and be like, yo, send that shit to me, that shit's probably sick. Also, some people don't know how to take a goddamn video at a concert. Some of these videos are ass. We need to start grading these videos. Like, yo, if you took 12 videos during an hour set, like, one every 5 minutes, and they're all ass, like, you should not even be allowed to go to shows anymore if you can't control that. You're like an addict to bad videos. Like, that's fucked up. But people are fucking crazy. Yeah, so the phone stuff. I got a couple more. Goldrush dropped their lineup. This transition wasn't as smooth, but those first 3 topics were seamless, dog. Seamless. Goldrush dropped their lineup. That might be my favorite festival in Arizona as far as the Relentless Beats ones goes. They're kind of like Insomniac for, like, Insomniac Junior or something. They do, like, the Decadence shows and everything, but yeah, Laszewo, Chainsmokers, Schneider, Black Tiger, Sex Machine, those are all just super big names. But Enzo back-to-back Mersive, AC Slater, A-Craze back-to-back Noizu seems cool. Shermanology, just saw them at Lightning in a Bottle. Him, them, they, I don't know. Walker and Royce, who I think are from here, or at least their nephew, like, I went to elementary school with. Omnom, Hayes. So, yeah. And I went one time and had, like, a really good experience. So, I like that festival. Also, last topic, I think. I know, 2 more. But a festival topic, Daytrip in LA. Been sleeping on this one. Did you know you can sleep on the ship? I had no fucking idea. That is goddamn awesome. It's like all house music, Insomniac, Long Beach, the Queen Mary ship. I was reading about it. It was, when was it created? 1936. Sailed on her maiden voyage in May 1936. And this Wikipedia, back then they used to, like, kind of have awards and competitions for who can, like, get where fastest, etc. And this ship was a 2-ship weekly express service between Southampton, which is in London, Cherbourg, which is near Normandy, and New York. So they were just going around those cities and just taking people everywhere. This is before planes. This is when people were just boating everywhere, you know? And this goddamn ship was one of them. And when World War II started, this ship was out and arrived in New York, like, as World War II was declared. Is fucking crazy. And they used it to carry soldiers. From December 8th to December 14th, 1942, Queen Mary carried 10,389 soldiers and 950 crew, 11,339 total, from Scotland over to the States, I think. I don't know. And then in July, they did it again. But, like, the ship has so much history. And then after a certain point, it says it was bought by Long Beach. So, like, the city just bought the boat? I don't know, but it's cool. And they turned it into a tourist attraction, a hotel, a museum, an event facility. And here we have Daytrip. They party outside the ship, but you can stay in the hotel on the ship. So you just, like, exit the ship and you're at the party, and then when you're done at the party, you go up. But the reason this was on my feed was because they added some after parties from 12 to 4 on the rooftop deck of the ship. Saturday and Sunday, you got MK, West End, Hannah Watts, Patrick Topping, Space 92, Lumi. Sunday, you got Cascade, Solardo, Miss Dre. I just saw her at LIP, actually. That's sick. She was cool. My buddy was like, we have to go. I was like, okay. Got it. Sick. Ben Sterling, Black Child, Chase West. So the festival, at least last year, the set times, I looked them up, ended at midnight. So these go from 12 to 4, which is, like, really cool. I didn't see the price of all of them, but all the ones that were left, all the rooms that were left, were like $350 a night. Seems pretty cool. I watched the side piece back-to-back Leaf Foss DJ set also there, and that one was fucking awesome. At the festival last year, it's on YouTube. I was like, this is sick. And all the people looked cool, the venue looked cool, just a giant ship next to them. Also, this is just really funny topic because last night I was watching Below Deck. I don't know if you've seen that show. I kind of fuck with that show. I don't really like a lot of reality TV, but they follow a charter boat and its crew as they take on charters. So all these rich people, rich squad of like 8 people, whatever, 10 people, they'll just rent out this boat and, like, they get taken care of for a week or however long. And I've never done one of those. I would love to do one of those, actually, but, like, they feed you, they do all this, but it's, like, all the drama behind the scenes. So, like, there was this chick who was, like, ironing the guests' clothes for, like, 6 hours and, like, couldn't figure out the iron. And she was like, I grew up with a maid, but it kind of makes me wish that I didn't so that I could know how to do this shit. And she just completely fucked up everything. Like, they were waiting for their clothes for forever. The guests were, like, fucked up, drinking late, and they wanted some, like, munchies, and the chef wouldn't get up to cook them grilled cheese and, like, nachos and mac and cheese and shit. It was, like, all this drama. I was like, because I think if you're in the service industry, like, you would like it. It reminds me a bit of, like, working at, like, a restaurant or something. But yeah, it was fucking cool. I might have to watch all of those shows. But yeah, Daytrip, awesome. I wonder what these freaking the people working on the Queen Mary, like, see, like, all these ravers tweaking on this boat. Like, they have to see some shit. I would love to get a reality TV show from their perspective. That's a free idea, Pasquale. And then lastly, ODESZA, The Last Goodbye live album. So fucking good. I got to write about it for This Song Is Sick. Whenever they send me ODESZA, I'm just like, thank you. This is like why I'm here. But the album itself is good. 27 tracks, 90 minutes, banger after banger after banger. All these different mashups and live edits that like you hear from their live shows just send chills down your fucking spine. It's so sick. This last weekend, also Saturday night, which is why I like got sick again. I was up super fucking late, partying, drinking, etc. But we watched The Last Goodbye cinematic experience. My friends hadn't seen it yet, and so I remember when I went and saw it in theaters. Like the one day that it was in theaters, I cried like 12 times. I only cried twice this time, so I don't know if that's good or bad or what, but if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's like $16 on YouTube or something. I think you can buy DVD too, but phenomenal stuff. I'm supposed to go see them July 5th. I still have to try to make that happen, but yeah. And this has been That's Fyre, a solid 36 minutes. I appreciate you if you've watched this far. I think this podcast was maybe my best one yet as far as topics and transitions and everything, and so we're still learning. We're 10 away from 100, and I hope you guys are there for it. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you on the flip.